Okay, good evening, everyone. God bless you all. I want to welcome us to our weekly Tuesday business Zoom meeting. My name remains Dr. Joseph Peters, and I want to say thank you all for being here tonight. It's an amazing day, and also Happy New Month, the 1st of July. It's also a public holiday here in Canada, and so it's a whole new world. So I want to say thank you all for coming, and we'll go straight into today's business meeting. And we'll be talking about the business of the 21st century. It's a very popular book, very, very popular book, amazing book. Some of us must have heard about it. Maybe if you have not read it, some of us must have, maybe you've read it, but either you've read it or not, we'll be breaking it down starting from today. We should handle this book for the next 3 weeks, as we normally do 3 or 4 weeks. So today we'll talk about the book summary, and then we'll talk about what the author, Robert Kiyosaki, discussed in chapter 1. And it's a very amazing book that will help you to start understanding why you should put more effort in your networking business. Some of us who are already in network business, some of us who are not yet in the networking business, you will see the reason why you should be in the business, because that actually is the 21st century business. So once again, I want to say welcome to the section. So the book was originally published in 2010 by Robert Kiyosaki and the wife Kim Kiyosaki, and the book covers personal finance, self-help, financial education, and also help you with wealth management. And the whole summary of the book, like in chapter 1, introduced a new perspective on wealth creation, wealth building in the modern day era. He explains how the old rules of securing a job, working for 40 years, and retiring with pension are no longer valid. And apparently, we all see that today, the way the world is going now, the way governments of various countries owe people after working so hard. And it's not only happening in Africa, it's happening even in abroad. That people work so hard for many years of their life, and when they grow old, what they get from the government is just stipends. Very little that cannot even afford them, because inflation is growing, things are changing. Except for Africa, where people just make sure that at least they build a house, so that in the village, so that when they retire, they have somewhere to be living. You won't be paying so much on rental cost. The difference between Africa and other Western countries, like US, UK, Canada, Australia, and all of that, is that the way we normally buy land in far remote area in Nigeria or in Africa or in Caribbean, they call all those areas back home. When you're in Obodo Oyinbo, you call Caribbean, South America, Africa, you call it back home. So let me use the word back home. So the way we buy land and build our own houses back home is not always like that in Obodo Oyinbo. Obodo Oyinbo, you cannot buy a land and say, let me build block by block. Let me buy 2 block today and buy cement tomorrow. It's not done. All the houses there are all built by the government and the bank. The bank is the one in charge of everything. So you buy the house, and then you pay mortgage for the rest of your life, maybe 35 years. So imagine you're already 30 or 40 by the time you migrate. And then so at 70, you are still paying mortgage. And when you're paying mortgage, you're paying almost like $3,000-$4,000 every month. So that is how those places are. So and if you now say you are retiring old age at 60 or 70, or let's just say 60 anyway, 60. It used to be in Canada, it used to be 62. They moved it to 65, and it's like they want to move it to 67 now. So if you even retired at 65, you find out when you retire, the government pays you about $1,800 every month as retirement benefit, and then you are still paying almost $3,500 or $3,000 on your house rentage or mortgage. It's not even adding anything up. So that's why most people, when they're growing older, they go back home, they start building a house, so that when they retire, they come back to that house. So apparently, a house you build is just the only retirement opportunity or retirement benefit you get. Apart from that, what about your other expenses? What about your food, clothing, transportation, gas, or what they call it, petrol, NEPA bill, all of those other bills? How will you survive? So apparently, apart from the house, like for those who are back home, you don't even get any other thing if you don't actually put enough into your retirement. The job market has become very unstable, and that is not gainsaying. It's not just we are just saying it. It's what we all know. It's what we all have could attest to. And the economy is extremely unpredictable. So instead of depending on the government, companies, or traditional employment, people must learn to build their own personal economy. And see, this issue of personal economy is one of the things I have been talking about for the past 15 years. Personally, if some of you are part of our seminars far back in 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, you remember I used to talk about personal economy. Personal economy is just a concept whereby you go beyond the reach of waiting on either salary or your income. You go beyond the reach of what the government is creating. Either the government change, it doesn't change. Either it's Tinubu or Obasanjo. It makes no difference. You are working hard every day, creating your own economy. Because at the end of the day, in reality, the government actually allow people to create their own economy, just that people don't know that is what it is operating. For example, 15, 20, 30 years ago, when people started migrating to Agege, Alagbado, and all the areas of Fafa area, apart from the concentrated Lagos State, all those areas they develop, including the Korodu and all of that, you find out that when you are, even when you buy a small land there, you are creating the road. It is the people in the community, all of you call yourself together and start creating the road. So the government does not do anything there. You understand? If they don't have any political interest, they don't come to your area. You need NEPA, you have to start throwing wire by yourself. You go to NEPA office, they tell you to go and buy the pole, and that's what we are doing. As I'm speaking to you now, I'm doing the same thing in Shagamu, because the area where we bought the land of the factory is a little bit remote. Now the place is developing, so all the people coming in that area now, we have to buy pole, buy NEPA wire, buy this. So if you are still the one running the economy, but you don't know the government has left you, they've abandoned you to run your economy. So you run economy, but you did not build personal economy. Let me repeat myself. You are running an economy, but you did not build personal economy. And it's very, very destabilizing if you spend so much money running an economy for other people and you are not building your own personal financial economy. And that's why the math does not agree. You spend more, you earn less. You spend more, you earn less. Every month to month is a struggle. You have to wait on the salary to cover other expenses. So the challenge is that most of us don't easily or quickly realize the reality we are. So we only live day by day, executing each activity every day, spending money, but we don't know that that's what is happening. If you have sat down earlier before now, and they're like, okay, it seems I'm the one running my economy. And if it's a personal economy, then you put more effort in income generating economy lifestyle than just going with the flow with what people are doing in your area. Donate this, pay for security. We have to pay for security, 5,000, 3,000 every month. And I know most of you are listening to me here. You pay for security in your area too. And that's what we don't pay for in Canada. You don't be in America and pay for security when you are not supermodel. You have supermodel, you have a private security card that is following you. Or you're a super rich. You can pay for security. But ordinary civilian, ordinary common masses, why should I be paying for security in my area? It's because of government has failed in most of these African countries. And that means the government is not running anything for you. You are the one running it. And until you realize that you are the one that will run it for as long as those economy does not change, then you will be running short in your expense, in your expenses, in your income. So personal economy is actually a huge topic we don't have time to talk about today. But I'm telling you, if you are running personal economy, then you will have woken up quite a long time ago. Robert Kiyosaki also used the opportunity to emphasize on the value of entrepreneurship as the most secured path to today's world financial breakthrough. Is the most secure path to financial breakthrough. And there's no gainsaying about that. There's no gainsaying about that. He introduces network marketing as a gateway to business ownership. That means one of those paths you can actually have a business is also through network marketing. It's not the only, like one of many, but one of the key that can actually help you to have business ownership. And it's both low risk and educational. And this issue of low risk and educational is one of those things we'll talk about tonight or next week. He argues that this model not only builds financial security for you, but also teaches valuable skills such as communication, leadership, and investment. And if you notice some of the things we've been talking about every Tuesday, we started a couple of months ago, we talk more about leadership. We talk more about investing, how to manage your finances. We talk more about how to build your business, how to run communication and manage your structure. These are the things network, that is what you will not get from any other kind of business model anywhere. Only in network marketing kind of business. Only. And the main takeaway, after we finish this chapter 1, you see, is that in order to thrive through financially in this 21st century, individual must take ownership of their financial education. That means it is your responsibility to educate yourself. It's not your parents' responsibility. Your parents have sent you to secondary school, high school, primary school, university. Once you are done to learn about finances, it is your responsibility. Even if you are not young anymore, you are an older person, like us, that's all of us, we are in this class now. It is still your responsibility to keep learning about finances. Financial education is a personal journey, just like your religious journey. It's a personal journey. It's an individual thing. You have to take ownership, take responsibility. You have to embrace that financial education aspect that is your responsibility. Nobody will come and put those knowledge into your head. You have to go out of your way and attend classes like this. Go to events, go to programs that will teach you about money, how to multiply money, how to prosper, how to build wealth. Apart from churches and our religious activity, the next area, the next places most of us supposed to be going as business schools or places they are teaching you about wealth, not Owambe. Because at Owambe, you are spending money. At business school or classes like this, you are learning how to make more money. So how would you spend out of almost 4 weekends in a month times 52 weeks in the year? That's almost like 200 weekends in 1 year. Out of 4 times 50, 4 times 52. Yeah. 52 weeks, 12 months. So 4 times 12 gives you about 70, 60 something. And out of all those weekends, I know Monday to Friday we all go to work. Those weekends we go to Owambe, we go family event, program, birthday, party, this, that. We cannot separate minimum 10 in a year. 10 in a year. Most of us, if we have not been part of this class, no other classes some of us have ever been. If we didn't institute this class, we come every Tuesday. Most of us, listen to me, we've not been to any classes in the last 3 years where they teach you about business and finances. But every weekend, or almost every weekend, or twice every month, we go to Owambe. Owambe are places we spend money. Yes, we might do some few networking, meet new people. It's so rare. A lot of people meet new people based on business, not based on business, but mostly it's based on social activities. So your destiny is in your hand. So what are the main teachings in this chapter 1 of this great book that Robert Kiyosaki has released into the world to transform people's life? The fundamental thing in this chapter 1 is that the rules have changed. And what are the rules What are the rules that are actually changed? What are the things that have changed in the world we live today? We need to know things are not the same way it used to be. And I don't have to tell you that. You and I, we know that. In the last 4 years in Nigeria, how much did they sell things? How much are they selling things now? Things have changed. And when this guy wrote this book, he said things have changed based on what happened in the 1980s, 1990s. He wrote the book in 2010. And then from that time till now, I can bet you things have even changed more. Number one, the world has changed. Traditional jobs that once provide security, steady income are becoming obsolete. In fact, in the next 15 years, by 2030, things will even change more now that there's all this AI. And I must even use the opportunity to tell you that 6G is coming very soon. And so those of us who are Christians, he said, those who have ears, let them hear what the Spirit is saying. 6G is what we introduced, the number 666. That is a topic for another day. Let's continue this one. Traditional jobs that once provide security are gone. They are going away. And many companies are downsizing, automating everything, outsourcing their labor to save cost. So pension and retirement benefit, once guaranteed by employers, are also disappearing, leaving workers to fend for themselves. You know, we've seen people work in a company for 15, 20 years. When they are going, it's only DVD player they give them. For 20 years, because they expect you to be saving. They expect you to do something for your own life with the salary you are making. And if you don't, then it's your own responsibility. It's on you. The middle class too is shrinking as inflation and living costs rising faster than wages. You remember what I said earlier. The cost, the expenses are moving more faster than how much the wages, what you make, and pushing many families to financial hardship. There's huge disparity, huge difference, huge gap between the rich and the poor. Now, before there used to be middle class, in those days we used to have middle class in the 70s and 80s. I'm not sure there's any middle class anymore. Now, you have to belong to one of the two categories. Either you are financially okay or you are just not. And then, another lesson is depending solely on a job is no longer a safe or smart financial strategy. If that's your strategy, I better think twice. I understand some people are earning big in their various jobs. But if you all notice that even bank managers, they are jackpotting. Why? You ask yourself the question. You wonder why people jackpot. You wonder, you have a good job, you are making money. If I'm making as much you are making, why will I jackpot? Now I'm out. If you are making what the guy is making, you face what he's facing. Because sometimes we only think that people are making enough to make them financially okay, but you don't know how the money is going. The money is coming through the front door, coming into the front door, is going through the back door. You didn't see the back door, how the man is spending the money. You didn't see the back door, all the financial responsibility the man is carrying. It is only when you enter his shoe, you will know. So that leads to the rise of entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurship is now more accessible and more vital than ever. So that means even with your phone, you can be an entrepreneur. In those days, it wasn't like that. In those days, you have to rent a shop. In those days, you have to do this. In those days, you have to do that. Today, people can be an entrepreneur even through social media. It allows individuals to control their own time, their income, their destiny, instead of relying on someone else for employment. That's what the new world is offering now. Entrepreneurs have the flexibility to adapt to economic changes and create income even in uncertain times, because things are changing every day. With minimal startup capital and the right mindset, I will highlight that mindset. Anyone can become a business owner today. It is not hard. And I keep wondering why some people will come up and say, oh, I want to start a business. I need startup capital of 3 million. I need startup capital of 10 million. I want to rent a shop. If I don't have this amount of money, I cannot start. It's just some kind of bullshit you are sitting down with, wasting your time. You don't need as much as that. You don't need, it's just a right mindset. With a right mindset, you can get started with what you have. One of the things Papa taught us in 1996, 1996, at Wolfby, Winners Chapel, Rajioba, that was 3 years before Canaan Land was built, was that what you have is more than enough to start looking for what you don't have. That means if you need something big and you don't have it, look inward of what you have first. Use what you have judiciously, because he that is faithful with the little, the much will be committed into their hand. If you don't, if for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, you are looking for big capital to do business and you are not finding it, it's because you are not looking inward. It's because you are just wasting your time and God has given you what you actually need. You are just blindfolded about what you need. So it's right there with you. The next thing Robert talked about is the importance of financial education. I think I mentioned that a few minutes ago. Most schools teach academic and professional skills, but not financial literacy. There's no school in the country today that teach about finances. And one of the things we want to do in Summit with this, our school, the way we have started, that in the next future, we're going to institute a school where we teach people about business and finance literacy. Real courses that people can do, either adult or young people, in a very easy way. Because now AI is taking over everywhere. And not so many of us are inclined to do AI. So we're going to bring it at a lower level to everybody so that you can learn and understand that finances make the difference. And you know what? If we, as parents, mothers, fathers, adults, grown-ups, we have children. If we don't know something, our children, two things will happen to them. They too will not know, or they will go out there to go and learn from some other places. And the prayer is that they learn the right thing. So there's no guarantee. They can either learn the bad one or learn the good one. It's more like why you see a lot of young people now, 16, 17, 18. You see them on the laptop, the next thing they are doing is Yahoo Yahoo. But it's the same laptop Microsoft MD CEO used. It's the same computer. Those ones they used to become rich. They didn't do Yahoo Yahoo. So it is not the laptop that makes a boy become Yahoo. It is the knowledge that boy is exposed to. It is the people that teach him. So if you have a laptop and somebody is teaching you right how to make money legitimately online, that is the path that boy will take. But when a boy is introduced to laptop and the next thing is cyber cafe and Yahoo, of course, that's the path he will take. Show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are. So financial education involves learning how money works, how to manage it, how to invest it, and how to use it to build wealth. And Robert Kiyosaki emphasizes the need to shift from an employee mentality to an investor or entrepreneur mentality. The mindset, remember I said it earlier, is key. It's the mindset that determines if somebody will make it or he will not make it. And I can guarantee you the truth. Making it in Nigeria or anywhere in the world is not the amount of capital you have. No, I refute that. It is not the amount of effort you put. No, effort comes later. The first thing fundamentally is the mindset. The mindset change everything. The mindset. If your mindset is not right, if you're always complaining about everything happening in Nigeria, if you are the type of person that go to junction, you read newspaper, Tinubu do this, oh, can you do that, oh, and you just complain, Nepa, oh, wahala. That's all you talk about. All the negative things happening in Nigeria. The mindset is porous. It's porous. You are far away from it. You need to change your mindset to the positive angle. And that's why in some churches, in some communities, they have positive confessions. They help you with those positive confessions to redirect your mindset to see positive things instead of seeing negative things, everything. Because every time you talk about negative things, you continue seeing negative things. And that's what will happen in your normal lifestyle every day. I see positive things. Even though when negative things are happening, I see the positive. Because it is what eventually generates in your system that will start giving you the reality of your life. Understanding money enables individuals to make informed financial decisions and grow their wealth. And that's why you have to understand money. If you don't understand money, understanding money is not about buying and selling. It's not about working and collecting salary. No, you need to understand how money works. How money works. Very, very important. If you know how money works, it will change your life forever. And you can learn all that when you attend classes like this. Reading books and attending workshops. Those are the things that will help you. Getting mentorship is very essential. If you have people that will teach you, go to them. If you have classes, if you're in your church, they want to talk about business, you have to attend. If you don't, you are actually setting yourself up for failure. It's important. Very, very important. The next one is personal economy versus global economy. You remember I talked about personal economy that time. He specifically mentioned about personal economy because he knows that it's very, very important. The global economy currently faces recession, inflation, instability. It's not just the global. In Nigeria, we are facing it. In Lagos, in Abuja, in the east, in the north, it's all over. It's a global thing. So how do you as a person, you remember some of us who are Christians, there's a place in the Bible, I can't remember, it says that even if there is turmoil to the right and turmoil to the left, that God will save his own children. Yes, now, that kind of saving his own children is not, it has nothing to do with personal economy. It is a conscious creation. You don't leave your personal economy to the hand of God, because God himself gives you the brain so that you can give him rest. As a Christian, it's your responsibility to build your own personal economy, so that you don't get stranded every weekend, every time. If you need to go to church and say, I can't go to church because I don't have money for transportation, let them call transportation from one point to the other, 3,000. Even from, let's say, from Ojuelegba to Ikeja, or from Prangrove to Ikeja, you just want to enter bus of that small area, and they call it 5,000. Not taxi, not taxi. I'm saying just the same Danfo, 3,000 naira. I'm not sure we are at that point yet, but let's assume it comes to that. Don't underestimate anything. Who I would ever have thought that economy would be like this? As of 1985, when they were selling 504 for 5,000 naira. When they're selling 504 Pijo for 5,000 in 1984, who I would ever have thought that Nigerian economy would be like this? So don't ever estimate in the next 15, 20 years, don't even know where this country is going. So if you don't create your own personal economy, the global economy will just be slapping you back and forth, here and there, and you'll be crying. And don't forget, you're not getting younger. In the next 15 years, imagine how old you are. So then it will not be a point of what have you created for your children that are growing up now? What have you created for them? If you know some of these things 15, 20 years ago, maybe it would have been a better experience today. A personal economy includes multiple streams of income and understanding of how to generate money from different sources. That's personal economy. Because as a country makes money from different areas. They do exports. They can do export of cocoa. They can do export of charcoal. They have crude oil. As a country makes money from different places. They also tax the citizens. Now, if you are to create your own personal economy, is that not the same type of way you are supposed to do it? Create multiple streams so that money comes from everywhere, anywhere. And that's what Dangote is doing. He has finished, like I said, he has finished a refinery now, he's moving to something else. And I bet in the next 5 years, when he achieves that, he'll move something else. That's what is called personal economy. Is children can never be poor. That is what most of us did not know many years ago. I wish we all knew. Personal economy is the key to financial freedom. I'd like you to start thinking in that direction tonight. Whoever you are, you're listening to my voice, it will help you a lot. Rather than depending on the government or job market, focus on skills, assets, and knowledge you can control. Because you can't control the government, you can't control anything. You can wake up today and go on the road. Before you know it, you are driving, Olokpa can arrest you, a road safety arrest you. All those kind of, yellow police, they arrest you and say your plate number is this, something. They just find one thing you didn't expect. Before you know it, they tell you have to pay so amount of money. 25,000 to the government. You didn't plan that one, no. It wasn't part of your plan for the day. You have to pay. You have to pay. You fight. You just have to pay, or else they tow your vehicle. The struggle in the Nigerian business environment is real. It's so sophisticated. And you see, when I'm talking about, I'm not talking about because I'm outside of the country. I'm talking about based on my own personal experience too when I was there. And I'm still running things there. So I know what's going on. I was in the Bajulai office one day. I asked some of our staff, Tony, and the driver then, what's that boy's name? Go to Sango to go and carry raw materials. They were on their way to Sango. Road safety arrested them. We didn't plan that. That was a long time ago. 5,000 was a lot of money. That wasn't 2014 or 2014, about 10 years ago. When they were struggling, they went to ATA, they pay road safety. They've not even gone far. Those yellow police arrested them again. Another 5,000. Now, as a business owner, who is going to run the cost? Or I will remove that one from their salary. So in reality, those expenses are there. You can't shy away from it. But you see what? When you have multiple streams of income, money is coming from various locations. Those things don't bother anymore. Even though you make noise, you shout and say, reduce it. Okay, I can't pay 5,000, pay 3,000. It's still an expenses that are gone out of your pocket. It's reality. It's reality. So, what's the option for you and I, according to Robert Kiyosaki, in this 21st century, to survive? Build your own economy. Build your own personal economy. Run businesses. Connect with people. Because I must tell you, the money you are looking for is in somebody else's pocket. And if you don't connect with them, that money will not come out of their pocket into your pocket. Don't wait for the economy to improve. It's fallacy. It's going to be the greatest error of your life. That you are waiting until Tinubu do something before you think that Nigeria will be better. You remember who is the name of this guy? I'm sorry, I can't remember. Oh, I'm trying to remember. One of these juju musicians. He said, "It go better, it go better, it go better." Also, láti jọ you. Better. You don't know when. He said, "It go better, it go better, now it go better." And they talk all this while. Only God know when it go better. Don't know when. They say when you don't know when the second coming of Christ. You never know when they go better. And I don't think it's go better. So if you are sitting on until it go better, when you go do something, you know, will get anything to do. My brother and sister, I'm telling you the truth. You won't get anything done. It's not a curse. It's not like I'm cursing anybody. It's just a reality. So you have to wake up to the journey. How far you have gone, induce your own children into it. Let them realize all these things you are learning. It's not just about you. It's about your children. It's about your children. It's about their future. Don't send your children to school and graduate the same way all of us, you and I, we've done our lives. Start educating them. In fact, some of you are supposed to let your children be in this kind of classes. This is not what we listen to at age 40, age 50. These are the things we should be listening to at age 16. The guy who owns Tesla, you all know him. He's the richest man on earth. Now, he started coding at the age of 12. He sold his first business in millions at the age of 21. His first business was, is it PayPal? He was the one that owns PayPal. PayPal is still running to today. He sold it when he sold it almost $32 million. And he carried the money to go and start another business. Majority of our children in Africa, we are still struggling. Now struggle to finish WAEC. Now struggle to finish JAMB. Some of us done 25 before we eventually get admission. When in Obodo Yibo, some of their children at the age of 18, they already finished university. Some of us at the age of 30, we just do part-time Yaba College of Tech. They will now decide they think to marry. That is how most of our children are. So if you are listening to me above 40, 50, this message is not just for you, for your children. So also have them to come to this place and come and learn. Because at the end of the day, you listen to it, you understand it, but you don't know how to explain to them. That's why you're supposed to make them come to classes like this. This class is not just for you because you're a member of the community. Because you're a member of Greenfield community, this message is for you and your children. So let them come and use their ear to listen to things that will change their life. These messages are not messages we're supposed to be listening to when we are old. It's the things we ought to have learned when we are young. So that, because when you use 20 years to prepare for madness, how many years do you want to use to practice the madness? When we listen to message like this when we are 50, 60, then where is the energy to now practice what we are learning now? So this message, yes, it's for you, but it's for more of your children. You're supposed to let them come. Because to create economy, personal economy, it's not yam, it's not a co, it's not ogi, it's not a bar, it's not one night journey, it's a long-term journey. And when we are 40, 50, how old are we going to eventually arrive at our destination, at our promised land? So when we are learning, let our children learn. So that when the energy and the pursuit we are getting weaker, they can carry the baton along with it. I don't know how to say that in English. If you know it, you know it. Develop skills that allow you to earn independently. Diversify your income sources through business, side hustles, and investment. And why network marketing? That's almost rounding on my section. Network marketing is powerful. It will help you to build and use other people's capability, because by you alone, you cannot do it alone. It's a business model that enables individuals to start with low capital and earn through product sales and team building. You remember last week we were teaching about team building. It's very, very key. So that means team building means other people. It's a commonwealth. We all group together to make the sales, group together to increase our financial capability. It teaches valuable business skills. And only in network marketing, people teach. They give you financial education. There's no other business you want to do that they'll teach you financial education. No business in the whole world. Go and research. If you find anyone, come back and come and press my nose. If you go to anywhere they're teaching you business, financial education or business, it might be business school, like Lagos Business School, and go there, you know how much they will charge you. But in network marketing, they give you for free. They teach you communication, leadership, goal setting, personal development, all of those things, are the things that they teach you. So as your network grows, you earn passive income. You earn more money. And it is not the money that comes into your pocket through your effort that makes you rich. I've said this times and times. What makes people rich is not the salary. What makes people rich is not a business that they created. Not buying shoes and selling okrika or selling wristwatch or selling bra that makes you rich. It is the money you make while you sleep. That's the one that makes people rich. Let me come again. I can give you 10,000 examples. It is the money you make when you are not working. That is the one that makes you rich. So if you are working now, or if you are running a business now, and every time you do the business and you make money, you do the business, you make money, you do the business, you make money, you do that business till you are 70. you are not going to be rich. Because as you're doing the business, you make the money, you spend the money. Expensive here and there, transportation, blah, 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 blah. The money is gone. You have to do the business again to make the money. The one that makes you rich is the one that if you don't do the business, but the money still come in thorough kobo, little by little, it is that one that makes people rich. Go and carry out research. If you find anybody rich from their personal efforts, except that person is stealing, I'm telling you the truth. That's the gospel truth. So you have to learn the gimmicks and the walkabout of how this thing works. That is what leads to financial freedom. And network marketing also offers mentorship, community, for example, this Brainfield we have created, and then opportunity to learn from experienced entrepreneurs while we are learning. This is one of them. We learn from people who know more about what we are doing. We learn from people who have been ahead. We learn from people who are putting those things to work, who are seeing results with what they are teaching, or what they have learned, and they are teaching you, no matter how little. They are teaching, and you are learning, you're putting it to work, and you are seeing the result. And that is what you need, and that's why it is important, and that's what Robert had shared in chapter 1 of this great book. That book is a book everybody should get. It's not expensive. I don't know how much they sell it on the street in Lagos there. We used to have some of those books in our office. Every time people come there, we sell to them. So I don't know if we still have it anymore. But go and get that book. If you don't have it, next week, Tuesday, we'll teach chapter 2. And I can guarantee you it's going to be very mind-blowing. So I want to say thank you all tonight. God bless you for this great section. I hope you have learned something. If there's nothing you've learned, what I will tell you is a journey of 10,000 miles starts with a step. And to get a thing done, it's better 10 people do it. So because it's going to be faster and easier than only you doing the journey. Thank you all, and God bless you. All right. So you're all welcome, and I want to say thank you all. Last slide, please. What is the last slide?
Thank you, JP.
Ma.
Dr. JP, thank you.
God bless you, ma. Yeah, that's the last slide. I put the last slide on the screen if anybody wants that. All right. Thank you all. God bless you all for tonight. I want to appreciate everybody who's here. And my prayer is that what we learn, we'll put them to work and we will see results.